YouTube, we're here again. This is a super small one for you today. Hold on, let's measure it. Unboxing extraordinaire. This is an elusive one. 55.5 inches long. For those of you in Europe, it's something else in metric. 13 inches tall and 15 inches wide. So what exactly does that mean? That means you can't get this awesome Tian Sheng Airbus A380 for yourself unless they happen to have it in your country. Don't ask me why that is, but I've been trying to get one of these for a few years. But you can follow along. Got this at Hobby King, and I am ready to show you how awesome it is. I hope it's awesome. I don't expect it to be a Supreme Hobbies plane, but it's going to be awesome still. And you know why it's going to be awesome, right? Because even if it sucks, I'm going to make it awesome. I hope. If it survives long enough to do that. I'm really excited for this one, guys. I've been kind of dying to get another airliner going ever since the Airbus A380 has been somewhat of a success. Oh, by the way, a couple points of damage before we open this up any further. Right here, damage. Big rip. But it's double boxed, guys. Now, I can't say that for certain it's going to be double boxed for you. Mine might be double boxed for a different reason, and that is that I have some batteries ordered with this too. So I'll have to wait and see. Whoa. That is a completely different box. Jeez, I'm going to have to like take this off the counter. It's so gigantic. Lay this off to the side, guys. Okay, so this must be the wings, I have to assume. I don't see any technical drawings or anything yet.
Those will be at the bottom of the box.
Yeah, that's the wings, guys. That's pretty cool. I wouldn't say that they're especially well protected, but these boxes are going to be awesome for the kids. Because the shape is going to be good. So, look at these mammoth wings. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. I know you guys want to get a look at it. So do I. I've seen it a million times all over the internet. And I thought, one day that not quite as scale looking thing will be mine and I'll make it look scale. But wow, that's so far. Balsa wood? What the heck? It's actually sturdy and stuff. Oh, airliner. We see a lot of airliners with the word airliner printed.
Well, maybe you don't know.
No, we don't. We're gonna have a lot of work on this one. Look, we don't even have engine nacelles installed yet, and we have servo wires that are just chased through. This is, of course, where the landing gear are going to be received, and it's just basically a large plastic piece. The other thing is, this is a balsa wood spar. Nothing wrong with balsa wood spars, but I have seen the videos where these things like to bend, and I'm gonna probably have to do something about that. Oh yeah, yeah. Not a very sturdy wing. So when they do that, I don't think the balsa wood is well attached maybe to the foam. And I'm noticing one other thing that isn't so good. Whoa, 30 amp ESCs here. 5 amps or 5 volts at 3 amp BECs, 2 through 4 S LiPos. That's good. I'm going to be running mine on 3S, I believe. 3S 5000 milliamp. There are no flaps on here. I knew that going in. I knew that I would probably add them if it's needed. I'm pretty sure they won't need flaps, but you know me, I'm not really about what's needed. So let's take a look at the other wing. We'll just check for damage. See, now this side where it says 380, that side looks better than when it just says an arbitrary airliner. You know, like, what the heck? Look at the red paint. You gotta see this. Come look at the close-up of the red paint job. It's like, it's like they painted it by just dipping it into something. Well, whatever. I'll have to probably touch that up a little bit. But I do like, one thing about this plane that makes it not look scale is if you look at this, an Airbus wing is pre-stressed down, meaning that this would actually be down like that, which looks kind of funny in a profile, but once it starts flying, then it relaxes up into a natural arc shape, a dihedral shape, rather. Okay, so we'll get this out of the way, and what's next? Let's do this one next. This doesn't feel very heavy. It could be just a, oh, this says version, oh, it just says, it's standard markings where they could indicate whether it was a ready to fly, a plug and fly, or a kit. In my case, I bought this as, okay, this is where the engine nacelles are. Go ahead and give them a shot from the top if you can get the angle. Whoa, that's nice. The wire got stuck on top. I hope it's not damaged. Okay, cool. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. See, and this is, get off of me. This is one of those things where you're not going to end up with a super, super high quality EDF and a super high quality fan. That's only a 6-blade fan. I would love to see a 12-blade fan on this thing. And the magnets are weak, and I can already tell. Someday, this might end up being parts from Supreme Hobbies. Maybe. Because if these are 50 millimeters, I'm going to measure them in inches, and you guys can do the math on your computer. It's 2 1/8 inches, 2 3/8 inches, or 2 3/16. Yeah, 2 3/16 inches for the mouth opening on this EDF. So those, of course, are going to be along each of the wings, and it's going to be awesome. There's going to be 4 total EDFs. They've got the extension cords for the brushless motors. It looks like there's black and red. That's probably going to be an identifier for us as to which one has the long cords and which one has the short cords. So my plans are to run, if I ever do run 2 batteries, I'll run the outside 2 motors on one LiPo and the inside 2 motors on another LiPo in case we have a failure, or if we run it too low to low voltage warning when we start losing some of our thrust, so we won't have an adverse yaw condition. Okay, so we've got all the banana jacks are soldered on there. That's pretty cool. And then, oh, let's give them a close-up of this, guys. See this? These are solder joints, which, even though I trust that they are capable of clearly making those joints fine, it always makes me nervous when I see joints like that, because I don't know if they did them right. And it's, you know, you're talking about a lot of different solder joints by the time you get this plane put together that could be wrong. Okay. They got a plastic lining that goes around these EDFs, and they're trimmed a little bit sloppy here. Not a big deal. I can live with it, obviously. See this here? Mm-hmm. And, you know, but for less than $300 with all the electronics in here, which incidentally, I think I see, oh, I saw a yellow heat shrink. The yellow heat shrink is to secure the electronic speed controls. Got a Y cable coming from it for each of the 30 amp ESCs. I thought maybe it was a U-back or an S-back. Okay, so the landing gear are in this bag. And it looks like we've got an XT60 to T connector, which would also be known as like a Dean's connector. And I'll show you that as soon as we get this out. It's kind of annoying. I'm just going to cut it open. I have a bunch of staples in this one. Okay. Okay, we got some winglets here. I'm not a big fan of this winglet style, the double winglets. I like sharklets better myself, but on a 380 they'd be like this. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, guys. So this would be like a Dean's connector or a T connector. And you can see this is an XT60. And it looks like that's pretty solid. Feels solid. Feels like the cheap type of XT60, which is always ironic when they build these planes and then they use like a cheap XT60. I never did understand that. Landing gear. No pivot. Oh, look, there is a pivot, guys. That's really cool. That, you know what? I'm gonna have to do a lot of research to see what it's gonna take to make the landing gear look awesome. And even if I make them swing up just outside of the body of the plane to reduce drag, it's tempting. The wheels actually seem like they're nice and like free. They're keyed. There's a flat point on either side here, guys. So that's cool. Can you see that decent? So that's always nice to have a keyed, and here you go. So now, as you probably know if you're watching this video, I believe the Airbus actually has a total of 20 main wheels, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on each side. So that's definitely not 20. And then of course we've got the steerable nose gear has what appears to be a servo control arm at the top. So that will be for the nose gear. And real quick, just to show you how this is going to look, there's a shorter landing gear standoff, and then a taller standoff. And of course, the taller ones are going to go onto the wing surface, and so that you'll be down low enough to where you can get them to be at ground level. So that's pretty cool. What we'll probably do is we'll end up trying to paint these landing gear at minimum. But what I'd really like to do is work out a way to have some retracts that look good. Even if they're not an exact scale replica, there's just so much going on real Airbus landing gear as it is, but especially the 380. Okay, so we got some control arms here for the servos. They look really decent, actually. Looks like 3 long machine screws. Why don't you give them a shot of that bag there, hon? And then we've got this balsa wood, or excuse me, that's not balsa, that's plywood. I don't know what type of wood that would be, but I know it's plywood of some sort. And then there's these strips of what appears to be plastic that we'll use for some sort of the assembly. Okay, so we'll pause it and get the next box going, guys. Okay, guys, so the other thing about this plane I wanted to mention to you, 1,520 millimeters wingspan, 1,410 millimeters length, and oh, okay, so we got the vertical stabilizer in here, and we got some instructions. I always love it when instructions are included somewhere in there. This, guys, ages 14 and up. Come on, really? Actually, I've heard that this plane is actually really good flying. It's behaved well for being an EDF plane. Okay, so I'm just going to get this out of the way right now. Why the heck, if you're going to make a scale model, can you not print this flat? Because when this goes in, that being at an angle makes it look so fake. If it was like this, where it was flush and flat with the bottom of the plane or the top of the plane, I think it would hugely improve the looks of the scale appearance of the plane, at least. So once I get the airliner off the top of that one wing, the 380 on the one wing, probably not such a big deal, but I'll probably still cover that up. I am planning on adding a rudder to this, a functional rudder, because as you can see, this vertical stabilizer does not have a rudder in it, okay? But it's also quite light. I mean, this whole thing feels pretty light. I mean, the box is huge, but that doesn't mean it has to be heavy. Okay, then we have our vertical stabilizers, or excuse me, our horizontal stabilizers here that look like vertical stabilizers because they have a rudder. Excuse me, elevators in them. They have a tail, they look like a tailplane because that's what they are. In real life, they would be a tailplane, but this is actually, this is going to be fine. It's not a very big elevator. I'm okay with that as long as it's effective. Now, on the box, and I've seen in some applications, people are running these as VTEL mix. So the way you would have to do that, and then there's dihedral that's dialed in there. I don't know if you guys can tell, but when these are squished together, it's going to be like that. And obviously you're going to have, for V-tail, these, or delta wing if you prefer, these together will operate as an elevator, and then they will oppose one another to help roll the aircraft. I've heard that's one trick to make this plane fly good. But personally speaking, because I'm going to end up adding real control surfaces, I also thought about doing differential thrust on just the outside two motors. Okay, we have a box here. Appears to be a lipo. This lipo did not come with the plane. I ordered this separately. Okay, what do we have here? Look at this behemoth, XT90. This is what I don't understand, guys. Why are we going to be putting XT90s on a 3S pack, right? You could have a 14 trillion milliamp pack, okay? Why are you going to put an XT90 if you can get away with an XT60? So now I have to redo that. Not the end of the world. And by the way, this 5,000 milliamp 3S is small in my opinion. I'm just going to show them the 3000s that I've been flying with. These 3000s have largely replaced my 2200 milliamp 3Ss. Look how small that is. It's a slim package. I like that. Turnigy heavy duty. I can't say that they're perfect, but nobody's batteries have been perfect in my experience. I've had problems with virtually all the different brands on and off, but I've had very good luck with this brand. I've had some that have failed, but batteries don't last forever, and I'm not nice to them. So at any rate, I'll have to be redoing this end. I'm not real excited about that. That's what I plan on flying this plane with. It is a 3S, and this happens to be a 60C through 120C for bursts. So it's going to be a 60C 3S pack. 5,000 milliamps. All right, what's next? Let's get the big long box. I also ordered some windsocks because regrettably my windsock blew away a few weeks ago in a storm. So I ordered 3 of them. I said I'm just going to have a few on the shelf because they're really inexpensive. Okay, cool. I'm hoping this is a fuselage because if it's not the fuselage, I'm in trouble since I don't have any more boxes.
The last box.
I thought I ordered 2 of those batteries, didn't I? Nope, I only got 1. I got 1 of the batteries. So I thought about, guys, maybe running this just on 2 2200 milliamps or 2 3000 milliamp packs. But going from 5,000 to 6,000 milliamp hours on a plane this size, it could be detrimental to the performance. It should handle it, but that doesn't mean it's going to be real thrilled about it. Yep, this is the body. Oh, whoa, this is really long. That's cool. That is cool. Of course, it's all wrapped up, so I'm going to unwrap it here. Yeah, it's empty. Watch out. Whoa! Sorry, I didn't really mean for that to be so dramatic. I hear something clanging around in there. I don't know what it is. Hopefully it's not something that they decided to pack in there and save on boxes. This packaging so far has been, I mean, it seems like it's going to be super inferior, but then everything has been intact. I haven't seen any dings. Even the damage on the side of our box, which is clearly pretty bad, didn't make it through because everything has been double boxed. So my daughter told me today, she says, "Dad, it was double boxed." And I said, "Well, what does that mean?" She didn't know. I explained it to her.
She's also 5. You should preface that.
But it was, I thought it was funny.
She was impressed with the double boxing.
Seen, one too many YouTube videos. Jeez, this thing is hard to unwrap. See, now this looks pretty stinking good right here. Look at this, guys. Look how nice that looks. It's got the standard Airbus blue stripe here. It's got the silver paint where the tailplanes would move up and down. Of course, in our case, it's not a tailplane. And you know, the control rods coming out the side don't bother me at all. I like that. You know why? Because you can keep the weight up at the nose of the plane, okay? I'm a little bit nervous about how everything's going to line up. Sometimes they don't line up as good as you'd like them to. Now, here's where things start getting a little bit hairy. Oh, okay. Gosh, everything is so staticky. I haven't found any Chinese hairs yet, so we're doing good. All right, give them a shot inside of here. We've got 2 splitter cables, okay? Now those servo signal splitters would typically be used to tie the ailerons to the respective elevator half, if you will, okay? So if you're gonna do a VTEL configuration, you can actually fly this thing on a 4-channel plane. So you're still gonna have rudder, elevator, which is gonna be comprised of 1/2 of the delta configuration. Rudder is gonna be the other half, okay? So you're like, wait, how do you do that? Because you have a rudder control for the nose gear. Yes, you're always correct. And then you're gonna have throttle, okay? Well, how are you gonna get your yaw control axis when you have these 2 tied up as a delta configuration? Well, that's where you have to mix in a rudder, okay? So you're gonna set these as delta. And yes, you can use the Lemon RX 7-channel with stabilization, but your stabilization is only gonna impact change on these and these surfaces if you do the 4-channel configuration, okay? Your rudder will be tied so that you can control the rudder, meaning the steerable nose gear, but you're not gonna have a rudder unless you add it. Now in my case, I'm gonna probably have a rudder, a functional rudder on the vertical stabilizer, so we're gonna use that as a channel anyway. There's another thing banging around in there. I wonder what that is. Okay, look guys, there's a battery tray up here. Oh yeah, this is how you get, and this was something I thought was kind of weird. The wire is beating around in there. That's what we're hearing. Okay, so that is one of the most bizarre methods for installing landing gear being installed on a magnetically attached nose piece. Which, by the way, guys, this thing is light. Like, really light. It's surprisingly light. So light, I'm going to get a scale out and we're going to measure it. Because it's deceptively light, actually. Oh, man, there's like a static field on this thing from pulling that stuff off. Okay, so we're going to go in grams. We're in kilos. So, here we go. Let's see if we can get them a shot of the scale here, hon. Wow, that whole thing, the whole fuse, comes in at 4.437 kilos. So it's almost exactly 1 pound. So that's crazy, guys. 15 ounces, 15 3/8 ounces is what this is. So very light. Maybe going with 2 3,000 milliamp packs is going to be too much for this thing. But either way, I got the 5,000 milliamps so that I could fly it on what was recommended and what people were saying was going to work out well for me. Another thing too to keep in mind is, you know me, I can never be satisfied with the stock plane no matter what it is. There's no lights on it. Airbus A380, 600 or 300, depending on how you build it, from Supreme Hobbies. They come with lights. The other thing is just like, when was the last time you saw an Airbus A380 that said Airliner? I think they might have missed the boat on that one, which is too bad because honestly, the shape of the nose and the size of the oh bummer, look at this. It doesn't matter because I'm going to take it off anyway. But you guys see this? That looks bad because it's the wrong size. Mm-hmm. Those windows, if you looked at those just scale compared to the rest of the windows on the Airliner 380, they would be, I would say, about 2 to 3 times too big. So I'm going to see if there's something I can do to get that off of there. And this has a really shiny coat on it. Mm-hmm. And I can't figure out if that's like, if they've varnished this or what they did. I mean, it does look really nice, like for finish. But I'm just afraid that this is going to make it look bad. And then the nose, the profile is where you lose your scale detail on this plane. So what I'll do is at some point when we do the build video, I'll go ahead and get some real pictures so we can do a side-by-side comparison. And we'll see if we can't touch on where we can get this thing scaled or looking. And I want to just throw this in here so you guys don't think I'm nuts. Okay? Why does that look bad, guys? Just look at it. The Airbus A380 is going downhill. If that thing was level, like this, it would look way more real, and it's hardly any difference. So we're going to be looking at some different ways that you can copy this and make it look a whole lot more scale and more satisfying for the scale aficionados, if that's what you want to call yourself. And let's give them a quick shot of how big the wingspan is going to be when we have this all put together. What does that slide up? Oh, there's a key up there. Oh, by the way, even though you have to put the EDFs on there, I don't think it's a big deal. That's pretty good size. That's pretty good size. It's going to be awkward to get in a car. So,
yay.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought too. Okay. We'll just stick these pieces in here loose so you can see how awesome it's going to look. Oh, yeah. So far, everything fits together super nice. And the other thing I got to do a little bit of research to confirm this, but there's something not quite. Man, it's slick as you know what. It just wants to slide out of my hand no matter what I do. There's something not quite right about the geometry of this wing. I don't know if it's the sweep or what the deal is exactly. But if you guys look at it, if you can comment in the comments below and just tell me if you think you can kind of help me isolate why does the wing not look scale like it should. I think that the tailplanes look good and the horizontal or the vertical stabilizer looks good other than the decal. But I'm trying to figure out those little details that aren't quite right. And then of course the winglets are not stuck on here yet. They're going to help make it look a little bit more like a foamy. They look nice. It's very, I can't believe how light it is. It's crazy. Of course, we don't have any electronics in there. Oh, I'm going to be flying this on a Lemon RX 7-channel with stabilization as general. I usually do that, rule of thumb. The only time I don't is if it's a bind and fly. Let's look at the instructions quick before we call it quits for the video.
We're about 3 minutes.
Okay, so just so you know, Tian Sheng, not sure how to say that exactly right, but this is not Supreme Hobbies, guys. Not Supreme Hobbies. No. I would love it if it was. Okay, so the best way to operate. See? Okay, very good. This is if it was coming with the controller and the battery and everything. Good Lord, they wanted you to fly with a 3,000 milliamp pack. I would never do that. Wait, we were just talking about it earlier. Yep. Okay, so looks like, as usual with the Chinese instructions, they show steps that have already been pre-done for us, a few of them. Obviously going to have to glue this stuff together. We use mucilage. I'll show you that in the build video. Boy, the piece count is low on this thing. I mean, really, for being as complicated as this thing could be, if you wanted to fly this thing, you could get in the air fairly quick. So, oh, that's what these things are, guys. See this? Those are your covers. Oh, these are your covers for the access to your wires on the wings. So that's pretty cool. They've thought of everything. See, does that just not look wrong to you? Just even the drawing looks weird.
Yeah, sometimes.
That looks good. The profile looks good, but then that looks weird with the way the wings are oriented. Ooh, that staple was pretty high quality. So this is evidently how you fly a plane. So if you don't know how to fly, we'll pause it here and you can learn to fly. Okay.
I can do it.
Are you ready? You good now?
I can fly.
Okay, awesome. So that's that. Take off into the wind. Land with the wind, evidently. Oh wait, no, you're supposed to turn around into the wind before crashing. Fly in spacious ground without obstacles or bossage. What is that?
What?
Is that a word?
I don't know.
Boss. Am I saying that right?
I don't think it's a word.
I think this means something in Chinese, but it's not.
Didn't translate.
It doesn't translate well. So never fly near signs. Never fly near signs, highways, railway, high tension lines. Guys, stay away from the high tension. Low tension, you're good. And then crowded people. Never fly near any crowded people, okay?
What if the people are spread out?
If they're spread out, you're good.
Okay.
And if there's no tension, you're good. And watch out for kids on swing sets and slides. What the heck is this? Is that like a policeman on that swing set?
Falling off this
Kind of
thing.
weird. I think this is a train. So you want to watch out for cars driving off bridges that are incomplete and trains. So high tension lines. Okay, so the other thing too, guys, come back for more. This is going to be awesome when it's done. And if it's not awesome when it's done, it's going to be awesome watching it crash. Hold on, let's get one shot over here before we go. We'll make it look like it's done, so get really close in for this.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. Come back for more.